Rural communities in Taiwan are often seen as being at a disadvantage when it comes to education. But some less fortunate students living in prosperous urban areas are not much better off. These teenagers also fall victims to an increasing divide between the rich and the poor and are tempted by vices such as drugs and gangs. Today we introduce you to Liao Wen-hua, who founded the House of Dreams to give disadvantaged youths in cities a better education. Our Sunday in-depth report.
After school, these children walk in Ximending not to go shopping, but to go to another class.
Who she should marry? 好，看到 she 是主词 ，should 也是助动词，所以主词助动词碰在一起可以变成 to， 懂了吗？
This lesson is in English, and going on next door at the same time are classes in math, biology, and other subjects. This is the House of Dream, founded by Liao Wen-hua.
我发现台湾绝大多数在谈青少年的问题。
I found that when most people in Taiwan talk about teen issues, they discuss how to help or guide teens after they've dropped out or committed a crime. I think the problem can be compared to that of a river. If a river is polluted, then it is hard to make the water clean downstream. We must go upstream to the source of the pollution to solve the problem.
The problem of educating the underprivileged in Taiwan is not restricted to rural areas, but also bustling metropolitan areas.
贫穷其实不是只有收入。
Poverty is not only due to income, but also includes spending. In metropolitan areas, spending is much higher than in rural areas. Also, there are far fewer temptations in rural communities than in the city.
很多孩子他们可能在自己家里是没有钱出去补习的。
Many of our children don't have money to go to cram school, but half of the students in their class go to cram schools. For them, this creates quite a large gap and makes it very easy for them to give up.
At the House of Dream, students don't need to pay tuition to attend class, but registration for every course requires a 500 NT deposit. If a student misses fewer than 3 classes during a term, they get their $500 NT deposit back.
这个金钱不是重点，重点是我们希望告诉孩子说
Money isn't the main issue. We just want to teach the children that they need to be responsible for attending class. There's lots of back-end support and social resources that go into these classes, as well as many caring volunteers who teach classes, who are not paid but are contributing their time and heart.
就是如果我今天有一个正方形，它是 A 边长，然后我要算出一个 A 加 B 跟 A 加 B 的正方形。
Teaching this class is Hsieh Yao-an, who as a middle school student received support from the House of Dream. Now he's a volunteer teacher.
回到梦之家，也许
Returning back to House of Dream, I can help a few students or teach a few classes that can provide support, which could be a big help in improving the future of these children.
今天来自最破碎、最贫穷的家庭。
Even if people come from the poorest, most broken home, but they still get a good education, they will be of good character and be very happy to give back to others. This is something I really look forward to.
9 years ago, Liao Wen-hua was studying in a graduate law program. During his frequent visits to a legal service center, he saw many juveniles who had gone astray. This led to a decision to give up being a lawyer and directly taking to the streets in Ximending to find a way to help these teenagers.
这是我们最初，我们开始就是这样子。你看，他写说 free 的炸鸡跟披萨，然后1点50分在昆明街这里的8楼。
Recruitment activities allowed the program to attract some 200 people within 3 months. But there was also one occasion when word got out that a local gangster was looking for Liao and wanted to see him.
然后他就拿给我。
He gave me a thick envelope which he said contained money. He said that if anyone wanted to study, I should use the money for anyone that wanted to join.
When the after-school cram sessions began, Liao started to think of how to attract more young people to the program. A volunteer later gave him an idea.
他说：“哇，哥，我跟你讲哦，孩子呢不一定都喜欢读书，可是都很喜欢跳街舞。”
He said children don't necessarily like to study, but they do like to do street dancing. Out of 10 junior high school students, 7 or 8 think this is cool, so we opened such a class.
Art classes began with street dancing, but the center then slowly added other courses such as guitar and jazz drumming.
这开设才艺班有几个目的，第一个是增加孩子们的自信心。
At the start of these art classes, we had a few goals. The first was to give students more confidence. Some children aren't able to rank in the top of their class, but they can be creative. And these art courses could allow them to express themselves.
我们忽略了一个事实，真的有些孩子不适合。
We ignored something, which was that many students simply weren't suited to this type of educational program. They simply wanted to enter society a little earlier, as not everyone in a society needs to be an engineer or a banker or a scholar. Actually, there are many professions in which one can be happy.
After starting the House of Dream in Ximending, Liao's next goal is to create a similar center in all of Taiwan's major urban areas, allowing all disadvantaged youth the opportunity to pursue their studies.